I really don't want to make this video. It's it's not it's not what you think it is. So I'm supposed to go over my results for the third month of selling selling AI generated art on Etsy, and I don't know how I feel about it. The previous two did very well, and I think I got decent results. But this one, yeah, you shall see. A lot of people watch the results I'm getting from selling AI art because it's very motivating. It keeps you going. It's something that like people want to escape 9 to 5, so they look for actual results, for real results. And I'm gonna show you real results today. But before we do that, I just want to give you a little bit of backstory, which I think is important for this month of May, okay? So here's the backstory. If you watch my previous reporting video from the month of April, you saw that I didn't do much with my store. I basically didn't add any listings, nothing, okay? And I did pretty good. Like I remember I generated anything between like $500 to $600 in pure profit after all the fees, advertising, everything, right? Which is good. For not doing anything for the whole month, I think those are pretty good results. And the stats were pretty stable. My views were stable, my conversion rate was pretty stable. Everything was great. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? May, on the other hand, I started pretty strong. I was very dedicated to the month. I actually started a challenge, a 30-day challenge that I actually challenge you guys to follow and, basically list at least 2 AI generated listings per day and work at least 2 hours a day on your Etsy store. That was the goal. That's how I started. I listed a bunch of stuff. And, the beginning was great. I actually got a superstar on my Etsy store, the one I'm reporting on YouTube, because keep in fact that I actually have 2 Etsy stores. I just don't talk about my other one because I don't want people to find it. The one I'm talking about on YouTube, I still hide the name, etc. But people already found it. There's a bunch of people that already copy me. The other one, no comment, okay? You don't know anything about it. But the other one is actually where I make major of my money from Etsy. This one, the one I'm reporting on YouTube, I just share the results because I feel comfortable about it, because whatever happens to this store, it's okay. I don't want you to know the results of the other one because I don't want to risk it being sniped and like build a competition around it. But anyway, this store, it's okay. I become an Etsy superstar seller, which means that I have this purple badge, which means that people trust me more, which means that I should get more sales, technically, okay, in theory. And the beginning was pretty good. The beginning was actually pretty decent, I would say. But then something happened and my sales dropped. So even though I was adding more listings, I still got decrease in revenue. Oh, and there's one more thing that I did. I increased my ad budget because at the beginning I saw pretty good results. I was like, hey, how about we scale this baby up? How about we increase the ad budget because I want to make more money? So let's advertise my listings to more people. So that's another thing I did. I increased the ad budget just to see if I can bring more sales, etc. But at one point, my ad budget was eating all my profits. I I was actually losing money, okay, which is something that I experienced earlier. Meaning, when I was starting out this store, I was losing money at the beginning because I was just trying to get any sale on my listings. Now that happens again. I had days that I was just losing money. I wasn't profitable. So I limited my ad budget to like $3-4 a day just because I didn't want to lose money again. Okay. So I believe for a couple of days I was running like $20 or $30 a day. I can't remember. It was a pretty high ad budget, but what I learned is that the high ad budget doesn't necessarily mean more sales. I don't think that's necessarily a truth, okay? And speaking of ads, in my opinion, you should only run ads on products that are already selling. Don't waste money on all your listings. Sell only the products that are selling. That it makes sense to spend money on these products. And I have a theory why my sales have dropped. I don't think it's actually one factor. I think it's a multiple things that happen, and I might be wrong, but I think I am onto something. I think those factors for sure have impacted my results. So let me list them up and I'm gonna tell you what I did to fix the situation. I'm gonna show you the results too. So first thing first, most of my listings on that store were very seasonal, meaning I got a lot of sales in April for my listings of my AI generated listings because they were related to April, okay? There was an Easter bunny, There was something with the spring. There was a bunch of like that was the main thing: spring, Easter. So people were naturally buying these type of AI generated images because hey, that's what was popular at that time. So when it came to May, I think people were just not interested in this type of items. So I had to add more stuff because everyone already got these items that they were looking for the time period. The second thing that I think has an impact is that May in general is a pretty slow month. Summer, in the e-commerce world, usually you can see it slow down. I sell on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. I drop ship on these marketplaces. Etsy is a new marketplace that I'm trying to work on. And usually summer, in the last 3 years, I've seen a slowdown during that time of the year. So it's fine. Like I was expecting a slowdown, a little slowdown, okay? Third thing that I think has impacting my Etsy store is I've been messing with the listings. I've been changing tags. I've been changing the titles. I think I should just leave them alone. That was my mistake. Don't change the things that are already working. If something is working, don't mess with it. And that was my other mistake. I think I messed around too much and that caused the results that I've got. And lastly, since I am pretty famous here on YouTube, I think I also created a lot of competition and I found at least 4 stores that copy my listings, okay? I'm not talking to like creating something similar. I'm talking about creating the same name of the store, creating the same cover image, creating all the listings that I have from on my store. They literally copy everything that I have. Again, I have nothing against creating something similar, okay? If someone got an inspiration from my listings, that's totally fine. But these guys, they literally copy everything. And I found 4 of them. Maybe there's more, I don't know. But yeah, somehow they figure out my store. They know my listings. They stole all of them. So that's another thing that happened. And it for sure had impact on my store as well. Okay, and before I go to stats, I want to tell you how I'm planning on fixing this situation. I already started in the middle of May kind of fixing it. So the first thing I did, I actually hired professional help. I hired like a Etsy coach, you could say, to like give me better understanding how can I improve this situation. Okay, I have a lot of knowledge on like eBay and Facebook Marketplace, but Etsy is a new marketplace, and even though I feel like I have a good understanding of it now, I still want to have someone that's been doing this for years and have a proven track of sales that made like $1 million in sales to like give me some tips and stuff like that. And it was very useful. That lady helped me a lot actually, and she gave me a lot of good tips. So let's start with the competition, for example. Okay, the only way to kind of fight the competition is to create a better product. And how can I improve my product? The Etsy AI generated images, how can I improve them? Okay, so number one thing that I started doing from now on is removing the background. So all my listings now have a transparent background, which is something that I didn't do before, just because removing the background, it can be a kind of lengthy process. You can spend a long time doing it if you're trying to remove it. I know there are tools that kind of do it for you, like Canva, Photoshop, even Photopea, whatever that thing is called. They can remove background for you, but they not do a good job on all the images. On most of them, you still have to go back and manually remove it. So they work good, but they are not great. Like that AI that removes the background, it's not the best. So it can take some time to remove the background because a lot of time you have to do it manually. But just that fact that, my listings have a transparent background, it adds a lot of value to the customer because they look for, a store that can come back to, because these people that buy these images, very often they buy it for print on demand. And if they find a store they like and they know they have the transparent background over there, they're going to come back because they just expect certain quality that you can give them. And I started removing background just because I want to improve the quality of my listings. And I also offered to sell my bundles not just in PNGs anymore, but also in SVG. So I give them kind of, if you buy from me, you get 2 bundles, one of the PNG and SVG. And the main reason why I'm doing is because, again, the quality of my product. I'm improving the quality of my product, and I don't want my competitors to doing, because my competitors, you just sell one type of bundle and all of them don't remove images, the background as well. So that's how I'm improving the quality of my listings. And Because of that, I stopped my challenge that I list at least 2 listings a day, and I focus on fixing my already pre-existed listings that I have. So I started removing background from those, which is a pain in the butt. It takes a lot of time actually, and I still remove the background until to this day because I already have a lot of listings and I have 2 Etsy stores. So it takes a long time for me to fix that situation. So I spent the rest of the May and now in June too of fixing my pre-existing listings so I can, kind of bring the sales back. Okay, and here are the stats. This is April. So this is the previous month, sorry, the 2 months before, not May, but 2 months before. We already seen this, but I want to just show you kind of the graph, what it looks like back in the day and what it's going to look like in May. Okay, so as you can see, everything was pretty stable. I actually have a pump right here of sales and we generated $884 in revenue. The conversion rate was 5.2 and I got 4,700 visits. Okay, but now let's take a look at May. So here's May and I actually got more visits than in April. We got almost 6,000 visitors, okay, but the conversion rate was way slower. And I think the main reason why we have such a high number of visitors because I spend way more money on ads, okay? But again, higher budget doesn't necessarily mean more sales. As you can see, the revenue was lower. It's $630, okay? And it's been declining, okay? The number of visitors has been going down, which is not fun, my friend. And this is the part that everyone was waiting for, the monthly statement for the month of May, okay? I'm gonna put my glasses. So we got $620 in sales. My listing fees were $174. I spent $329 on ads, which is almost a double that I spent the month before that. And my net profit after all the fees, after all ads, etc., was $117. Similar story happened to my second store that I don't talk about YouTube. Long story short, in April, I made $1,500 from that store and I have way more listings over there. So in April, 1,500. In May, that store made only $600 in profit. So that's a significant drop as well. And that store doesn't have that much competitors. Nobody really sniped me over there. And I spent the second half of May basically fixing both of these stores, making listing transparent, bringing the bundles of SVGs and PNGs, and overall just trying to improve my listing so I will build a long-term business, okay? So May, it wasn't what I was expecting. I was actually pretty hyped for the May. I was actually, expecting way better results. But instead, I spent most of the time trying to fix the stuff that I already kind of messed up at the beginning. There's one takeaway I want you to take from this video is that don't give up, okay? Like, listen, $117 is not a lot. And I'm not tripping because I have other businesses. I have eBay store. I have the Facebook Marketplace store, which is also making some money. I have the dropship friendly business. I have my YouTube. So like, I have income. I'm not too worried. I don't rely on Etsy store. But I do want to have these Etsy stores like significant part of my income, okay? I really want this to work out. And I've been doing this whole entrepreneurship for the last 3 years. So I know that there are ups and downs. And right now I'm on the fixing period. And I know that as long as I put work, I can fix this. Because again, there is so much potential with this. This is really the most passive way of making money I know. And besides of creating listings and optimizing and stuff like that, there's not much hassle. There's not much orders that I need to handle. It's easy, once you create something, it's relatively easy. Just the creation process can be a little bit of pain in the butt, but hey, most of the job is done by AI anyway. I just come back, refix it, modify the listings, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you're still motivated. I am. I'm gonna fix this. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. Please join our YouTube membership where you can have access to the AI prompts, the list of dropshipping products that I put every month as well. I also posted a cheat sheet for Midjourney if you use Midjourney that will give you some codes for the AI art that you can generate and sell on. I also post extra videos over there as well. Check out Everbee, which is the tool I use for the automation on Etsy. And what else can I say? I wish you a very good day and I will see you next time, my friend. Take care.